Okay, we should be live. Hello, everybody. I hope we can see everything. We did one little silly thing, and so hopefully you guys can see me. If you can say hi, tell me you can see me, so that I know that I'm not just talking to myself. These are always the fun ones when I'm just by myself. Because then I don't have, somebody that I'm talking to. I know you guys are there, but, just makes things a little different. So anyway, welcome to Cake Foo, and I hope you guys enjoy the training. Before we get started, I want to let you guys know how things work. You should be able to see your screen with the picture in there. You should be able to see me there. And you should be able to see a chat box on the right-hand side. If you're not seeing the chat box, we just discovered that some web browsers aren't very compatible with it, so try using a different web browser. So if you're having a problem with that, then you should be able to have the chat back. And we should be good. We should be good to go. So I guess that's about it. Oh, before we make an official start, I'm kind of excited about some progress that has been happening. I don't know if all of you guys know, but we are working on a Cake Foo studio, which is really exciting. Just a room in our basement so that we can have a place to do, our trainings and not be in this office. The office is not the most appealing look right now, and so this is just a temporary thing. But we're working on getting a room put together for you guys so that we can do our trainings down there, and we can also start doing other videos, and especially our videos for our Cake Foo Gold. So if you haven't heard about Cake Foo Gold, basically it's a membership part of Cake Foo, and you can pay for the membership, and you will get videos throughout the year that you will be able to have access to that nobody else will. So it's kind of an exciting thing. We should be up and going with that shortly because of the move and the room and all of that. So hopefully that happens quickly. I'm trying to find the pictures that... Here, I'll just show you this one. And I have to download it really fast. I didn't do that. Okay. And then I'll show you guys the progress. Right now, it's just we had to build a new wall, and it was kind of fun. I tried my hand at mudding and taping last week, which was something I have never done before, and it turned out really well. I was really excited. I told my husband, he was saying that we should go and hire somebody to mud and tape this wall for us, and I said, you know what, I'm a cake decorator, I can do it. So anyway, this is the room so far. We've built that wall back there. We'll put some borders around it, but this is all taped off and ready for some paint. And then we'll put some beadboard down at the bottom. So it's going to be really fun. I'm really excited about it, and I hope you guys are too. Anyway, so that's my exciting news for the week. It's been a lot of fun. Anyway, so I guess we'll pause for just a second, and we'll do an official start, and then get on to the fun stuff. So, okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Cake Foo Master Series. I am Amelia Carbine. I'm your host for the day, and also your presenter. I'm really glad that you guys are here. I'm really glad that you guys are excited about learning what I have to share today. And let's get started. I have today a fun project that I did several months ago. It was for Icing Smiles. If you haven't heard of Icing Smiles, you need to go check them out. IcingSmiles.org, I believe. Yeah, they are amazing. They are a nonprofit organization, and they find bakers all over the country that are willing to donate some of their time and product and talent to make a cake for children who are terminally ill, and also siblings of children who are terminally ill. So it's a really, really great organization. I've been honored to make several of these cakes so far. This cake that I did was actually for it was for just a fair that they had, a local fair, and it was Icing Smiles had a booth just to kind of show everybody what Icing Smiles was all about, and I made a cake for that. And I'm going to show you guys this cake really fast because I think it's really cute. And it's going to take me a second to grab this and move it over here. But it was a really fun cake to do, and it was kind of a last minute. I made this cake within hours, you know. I knew I needed a cake, and I knew it was happening, but I was not. Oh, let's see. Can you see that? Oh, good, good, good. There you go. So anyway, cute little farm animal cake. It was about the time we figured out that we were going to be moving to a farm, and also it was at a fair, and so I thought, you know, what better theme to do than a farm animals inspired country kind of cake. And so I threw this together. Eventually I will teach you guys how to do the texturing and stuff that's on the cake, the painting, because that was really fun. It's all done with an airbrush and things, so it was really a fun cake to do. Anyway, so we're going to be showing you guys how to do these little animal plaques that are on here. They are really cute and really easy, and yeah, I'm going to show you guys how to do that. Before we get started on that, I want to let you guys know about our giveaway. You guys have to go and enter within the next like 15-20 minutes if you want to win this giveaway. So let me explain what the giveaway is first. I decided that I was going to put together, I'm so sorry. Yikes. Didn't know this phone was in here. Anyway, so I decided that I was going to put together a more advanced class on painting. I have done some pretty, you know, in-depth painting on Fondant before, and again, sorry, I'm so sorry. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. Okay. All right. So we are going to have a more advanced class, and I'm going to show you guys a picture of this. Yeah, of this cool class that I'm going to be doing. We'll actually pick a different image to do. This was actually a cake that was from a year ago. I did a cake on, let's see, it was for a family reunion, and I was asked to do a cake for, yeah, we still have family reunions here. My family's kind of big on them, and this one specific family reunion was actually the 200th anniversary of our ancestor who was a Mormon pioneer who, yeah, went on this whole trek to Utah across the United States and everything. So I did a cake for him celebrating his 200th birthday, which was really super cool. And so yeah, that was fun. And let me pull up this picture really fast. This is a picture of this ancestor of mine, and I hand painted this, and I thought, you know, this would be a really cool class to teach you guys how to do kind of a more advanced painting. and also to show you there's several different things that are involved in it, but I thought that it would be a really cool class. It'll be a 2-hour long class, and let's see, the idea is it would regularly be a $29.99 class, and that will be the price for most everybody, but for you guys today, we will have a sale price for you guys since you're here and watching. So that would be half off, so $14.99 for you guys. So I suggest that you guys take advantage of that and join me for this class. It's going to be really cool. We're going to cover basically everything that I know about painting. And so I hope that you guys are excited about that and want to join me for that. There is a link above the screen that you guys are seeing of me, and you should be able to have a link there to that. So now back to my point. That is the giveaway. We're going to be giving away 3 classes to 3 lucky winners. So also there's a link to that. You can go on and enter the giveaway there, and make sure that you enter within the next 15 minutes because we will be picking a winner on the hour. So yeah, go ahead and do that. Also, I want to let you guys know, those of you that are already Cake Fu Gold members, you get access to this class for free. So we will have a separate link for our Cake Fu Gold members to go and access this class for free. If you click on, I'm not sure if it's there yet, we had just barely discussed this, but if you click on the Cake Fu Gold member tab on the website, there should be an option there to register and access that class for free. So yay! All right, so let's see. Back to what we're getting to here. Let's finally get started on our project. Okay, so I do this right onto fondant. You can use gum paste if you want, or, well, I wouldn't recommend modeling chocolate, mostly because it has, more of that fat content, and it may bead up on you, the coloring. So if you do want to do it on modeling chocolate, it'll work for the most part, because the airbrush colors are what I use. And if you want to use the airbrush colors, they have a pretty high alcohol content, so it should be okay. But I prefer the fondant and or gum paste. So just so you know. All right. So to start off, we are going to use a piece of fondant. We have, this is my little secret to making it, perfect and super cute. This is a little stamp, a little rubber stamp that I bought at the craft store, and it came in a whole pack of little farm animals. So you don't have to use these exact ones, but I believe I found these at Michael's. If you want to go to Michael's, and you can probably find this little set. But anyway, it's just a really basic stamp. It actually has some plastic, some clear plastic on the back of it. You can probably see the shine of that. And that's just to keep the sticky part. There's a little sticky part, so you can actually put this onto like an acrylic base or a wood base so that you have that stamp. I don't worry about the bases because, yeah, if you don't put it on the base, it remains flexible, which is good for cakes. So I never put it on a base. I just leave the plastic part on it, and that's how I work. So today we're going to be doing a little cow and a little duck. So I think they're cute. All right, so, and then also we are going to be using some airbrush colors. I use chroma colors. Let me find one that's the least messy. They're all a mess. My airbrush colors, they've leaked because of tipping over during traveling. So yeah, Anyway, that's airbrush colors, chroma colors is what I use. I'm sure that any brand of airbrush colors is wonderful, and will do the job. But that's what I got when I first started because yeah, that's what I did. And then we're going to use paintbrushes, just basic craft paintbrushes. The ones that I prefer, of course, Michelle Boyd went over brushes in her craftsy or cake foo class that she did with us, and she talked a lot about, you know, the actual brushes and the hair and everything like that, and what you want to look for, all of that kind of stuff. So if you want to get more into depth about paintbrushes, you can go check out Michelle Boyd's Cake Foo training. And you can find that in the Master Series tab on the website. So anyway, this paintbrush, let's see, brand name is Artist's Loft. And I bought all of my paintbrushes mostly through Michael's and just different craft stores. So, but the thing that I really like about paintbrushes is the plastic handles, or a rubber handle. This one's kind of a rubbery handle. It's not flexible, but it's made out of like a hard rubber. So the reason why I like these brushes is because it has no paint on it. It's not going to chip off. And I've had paintbrushes that I use, and then I like to throw them through the dishwasher to keep them, you know, sanitary. And I'm lazy and don't like to hand wash. So I throw them in my dishwasher, and I've had paintbrushes with wooden handles that come out of the dishwasher and the paint starts to chip off. And, you know, then I have to throw them away because I don't want paint chipping off inside my cake. You know, that's not any fun. So I stick with the ones that have the you know, rubbery, glass, plastic, whatever handles. Ones that don't have paint on them. Okay, so I've got several different paintbrushes here. I don't know if you can see. This one is probably my favorite paintbrush for doing really fine detail work. Let's see, it is Artist Loft also. So it's a really nice one. I'm trying to see. There are numbers on the paintbrushes, and so I can't. My eyes are getting bad. I'm getting old. I can't see the number on there. I'll let you guys know the number on that eventually. But these ones are numbered by numbers. This has like a fraction because it's really, really small. This one is a number 1, which means it's going to be the smallest brush. And then we have right here a number 4, so it's kind of a medium-sized brush. You can see that. And then this one right here is a number 6, and it's kind of a more flat bristle brush, if you can see how flat that is right there. So that's those are the different types of brushes that I use a lot in my fondant painting because they're just, you know, good overall. This one, the reason why I really like this one is because it has a longer. Well, can you see that? Put it against my black. It has a longer end to it. Not really long, but long enough that it's going to get a better, cleaner line. The longer the bristle, the more clean line you can get. So there's a little tip for you. Okay, so let's get started. And I need to switch so that you guys can see. Let's see, hopefully you guys can see that right there. Need to come, let me move, sorry, trying to adjust that for you guys. All right, we'll just work down here. Right here? Right here. Okay. All right, so I've just got a little piece of fondant, and I'm going to roll it out. And I want to make it probably about 1/8 of an inch thick. It doesn't have to be exact because you know, if you want it thinner, you can make it thinner. If you want it thicker, you can make it thicker. It's totally preference and what you're trying to go for in your end product on your cake. So then I've got just this little, this is one of the Wilton round cutters. I have had this for about 13, 14 years. It came in that little kit of, you know, the 101 cookie cutters, and I love it. I love that it's plastic and it's not going to bend on me. I have bought so many metal round cutters and they always get messed up and it drives me crazy. So just this little plastic cutter is what I use and I love it. This one is about, I think, 3 inches in diameter. So anyway, we're going to use that. Just do a little cut like you're making a cookie. And there you go. There's our little plaque. And that's on the cake. I actually cut out another circle outside of it. But we're not going to worry about that today because you guys know how to cut out a circle, I'm sure. All right, so now we get to our little stamps here. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our stamp, we're going to set it right in the middle, and we're just going to lightly press down. And you know, you don't want to go too far. You want to make sure that you're doing this while your fondant or your gum paste is still fairly damp so that you can get that indentation. I hope you guys can see. I went a little bit thick just now on this just so that you guys can see the indentations. You really don't want to go that heavy on it. It's really just a light. Just if it's a really damp fondant, you just kind of set it on there, just kind of touch it and move it away. All you need is just a really light outline. If you get these deep ridges, it's okay, but you know that really wasn't the effect that I was going for in my project. So anyway, that's that. I hope you guys can see the little ducky here. Can you see that? I guess if there's something shading it a little bit, you can see the image. Okay, so then I'm going to take just a little artist's little cuppy thingy. You get it in the paint section at your craft store. Mine's all colored. It's lovely because I use it a lot. And then we're going to use our airbrush colors. And with this one, I wanted really just kind of bright and vibrant colors because, you know, it's cute, farmy. You know, I just want a kid-friendly, you know, cute. So, sorry, reach over the camera. Sorry. Needed a paper towel. Sometimes when I open these airbrush colors, the airbrush color splatters all over the place. So I stick a paper towel in front of it so that if it does splatter, I'm not getting it all over my beautiful cake. So, oh, and there goes a little bit of color down there already. Okay, so we're just going to pour just a tiny bit of this airbrush color into here, and we're going to use a little bit of yellow, and let's see, what other color do we want? With this one, I actually did white. My backdrop wasn't white, it was a kind of a greenish color. But I just did white today. Sorry, I'm shaking up a color here. This right here is white airbrush color. And I love the white airbrush color. And if you see, I have a huge container of it. And that's because out of all of my airbrush colors, I think this is the one I use the most. And you wouldn't think that this is the one that you would use the most, but this helps to kind of tone down all of these bright colors that you get from the airbrush colors. And I just love this. I use this almost every time I airbrush, unless I want bright, bold colors. So definitely invest in some white airbrush colors. Absolutely worth it. And we're going to do a little bit of black. for our outlines. So put just a tiny bit of black in here. And the airbrush color goes a really long way, so you don't have to worry about using too much of it, especially for projects like this. It really just lasts forever. All right, and then you know what? Today I think we'll use some orange. We just went with white and yellow last time, but we'll do some yellow and some orange just to mix things up a little bit. We'll have a little chicky duck. Okay, that's all we need. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with just a little brush. Not a really tiny. This is the size 4, so this isn't our smallest brush, but it's not our big brush either. This big brush is kind of a little too big for our little project here. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's just a little too big to fit in all of those little spaces. So we're using this, my number 4. So here we go. I will do the body. So basically, this is such an easy way to paint an image, is with this airbrush color, because it just goes on really easily. It's already diluted to the consistency that you need it to be, and I just really, it's my go-to, is the airbrush colors. Let's see. Someone's asking, do I get the chroma colors at Chef Rubber? I don't think that Chef Rubber carries chroma colors because they do their own line of colors. So if you want to get them from Chef Rubber, just go ahead and order or get the Chef Rubber brand, which is a great brand. I do have some of their colors and I love them. They are wonderful. Oh, and I forgot some water to take off my color. Bobby, if you're listening, can you bring me a cup of water, please? All right, so then we're going to move on to our orange. And then we're going to do the little beak and the little feet out of the orange. And if you can see, this airbrush color goes a long way. A little tiny bit goes a really long way. And don't worry too much about, you know, going into the grooves or going out of the lines or whatever, because that's not too big of a concern, because we're going to come over with our black and do an outline. Okay, so there's the basic outline, or the basic coloring of our little project. So easy. It is so easy. All right, so now we're going to take our thinnest brush and dip it in our black. And this is the part where you kind of have to have a little bit of a steady hand, but with this project, you really don't have to be too steady-handed because you have those grooves. You have that outline, and that's going to help you to get, you know, to know where you're doing your work, and it will help you keep a steadier hand, honestly, because it kind of tends to want to go into the grooves. So the way that I stabilize my hand is I just kind of stick my finger on my thumb, and that helps me to keep my hand stable. And then we're just going to kind of go and do a little outline. And this outline, I kind of want to be kind of thick and chunky. It's kind of the style and the look that I'm going for. So, and that actually makes it easier too, because then you don't have to worry so much about, you know, making it perfect, because if you mess up a little bit, you just do the line a little bit thicker. Alright, so then we'll just go all the way around. And basically we're just following all of the little lines and grooves. And so don't be afraid to just kind of go. See that? We're just going to go. And I'm going to go over this one again because I got a little bit light. And we're going for bold. Okay, and when I'm doing my brush strokes, especially with this longer brush, it's kind of like piping, because when you're piping, you kind of want to be going in the direction that your lines are going sometimes. Sometimes you just want to keep that straight, but sometimes you want to follow these lines, and that's basically what I'm doing. I'm curving my hand. When I want the line to curve, I curve my hand and curve my brush so that we get that stroke that just is continuous. And basically we're just kind of following a line here, and that line is our actual brush. So there you go. There's that. And then we'll just do the little wings here. And I'm going to go kind of fast so you guys don't have to wait forever watching me. There you go. Do a little eyeball in the middle. It is a good idea, just so you know, to let your inside colors dry a little bit before you go over with your black, because you don't really want the colors to kind of blend and meld together. I'm doing them all together at once. Probably shouldn't be, but just so you know, you want to wait just a little while. Okay, and if you can see, it's kind of hard for me to get into these grooves here on the beak because of the fact that there's already so much orange in there and it's really wet. So it's kind of hard for me to get in there and add the black to it because there's already paint in there taking up that groove and it's wet. So it doesn't want to let me in with that. So that's why you want to wait and let it dry a little bit. Okay, so then we're just going to do the feet really fast. There you go. And the other foot. And look how simple that is. I mean, and it's so cute. It's such a cute little effect for just an easy little project. And when I did this before, I didn't want the border to be left out. I kind of wanted to give it more, texture. I don't know if that's the right word, but so what I did was I just did little lines around the outside, and this is really forgiving. You can do long lines, short lines. I kind of just did a whatever works kind of thing, and it just added that little bit. And the squiggly, the bumpy hand kind of a thing, if you don't have the most steady hand, that's okay, because it's kind of what I was going for, was kind of the, little bit rustic. So if you look back at the cake that I did, everything on there is just a little bit rustic. So let's go back to the cake and you guys can see on the cake, oops, you can see that, the lines that I did on, on the little plaid, they're not perfect, and the little pattern on the bottom, it's not perfect either. The little cow print has a little white streaks in it, not perfect. And even on the border, you can see that I did just kind of these little lines, paint lines. And so that's kind of what I was going for, was something a little bit just kind of country rustic, not clean lines, not perfect. And I think it turned out pretty well that way. So, okay. Right, and I will show you guys, again, this little cow. It's going to be a little bit different because if you look, our cow doesn't fit into that circle. So I had to get creative a little bit for my cow, because I really wanted my cow because he was so cute. I had to have a cow, and I didn't want to do a bigger circle because, I just wanted it all to be uniform. So what I did was I did my circle, and instead of doing the whole cow, I just kind of put his head in there. So, and I didn't center the head completely. He's over to the side just a little ways. And just a really light pressure. If your fondant has set up a little bit, you can do a heavier pressure. So there we go. And I don't know if you guys can see that. I will lift him up a little bit. It warps my fondant a little bit. Can you see that? Really hard to see. Anyway, he's there. He's there. You saw it a lot better with the duck. I actually did darker grooves on the duck so that you guys could see it. But you know, that's about how dark you want your cow to be, or your little animal to be. In fact, I can barely see myself some of these lines. And you know, sometimes you'll want to go back and redo it because you can't see some of the lines. Don't do that, because if you do that, you're going to get little bits here that are, you'll get double lines, and you don't want double lines because that will mess up your project. So be brave and just create the lines yourself, and don't worry so much about it. Apparently Bobby's not listening because he didn't bring me some water, but we'll do what we can. Alright, our cow is going to be a little bit more simple. We're just going to leave part of him white and do black dots. Or brown, not black. We're going to do brown dots. He's a little brown spotted cow. I know that that's, there's a technical name for that kind of cow. I don't know what it is. You'd think that since I'm a farmer now I would know, but I don't. My dad could tell you. Okay, so we're going to just dip into the brown here, and I'm not going to like, when I do this brown, I'm not going to like how dark it is. I can already tell. So I'm going to go back, and I'm going to add some white. And just, you've got to shake up this white color because it separates. There's the pigment down here, the pigment down here, and then the rest of the, I guess it's alcohol that's up here. And so you want to make sure that you're shaking it up really well so that you keep the right consistency inside of your airbrush and your colors stay. Okay, so I'm going to lift this up to pour it in just a tiny bit. And if you want to, you can use like an eyedropper or something like that for your colors. A lot of them, you know, the ones that I have anyway, they actually come with the little pour spouts. This big giant white one does not. So I just, yeah. But the good thing about the white is you can use a lot of it, and it, you know, if you dump in a lot of it, then it should be okay. All right, so when I mix this, you guys can already see that it's going to be quite a bit lighter, and I'm going to like that so much better. Okay, so then we're going to come over and we're just going to kind of fill in our little spots on our cow, and it's going to be just a quick little fill in. There we go, get a little bit darker. And that was quite a bit of color right there, but that's okay. The thing about this coloring is that it will dry, and everything will be fine. If you get too much, you can actually wipe it off. If you paint the wrong spot, here I'll show you. If I paint up here and I don't want it, it's so easy to just come back through and kind of wipe it away. Except for you don't want to mess up your fondant. If it's still colored like this, I don't have anything to fix that right now because I didn't bring it in the office with me, but you can use a little bit of water. That will take it off. However, the water will leave some water marks there. So if you're really particular about not letting it show, you either want to use some lemon juice or some kind of an alcohol and a clean paintbrush and rub it off with your paintbrush, and that will take care of any mess ups that you might have. Shouldn't have done that without having my stuff here to fix it. Dang it. Oh well. All right, so there's that. And now we get to, here I'm going to do his little nose part too, because I think his little nose is super cute. We're going to do that brown also. And I did get more airbrush color of the white in here that I wanted, because he is pretty light. You have to put in quite a bit of this to get it as dark as I want it to be. And that's not what we want. Because if you can see, the airbrush color is just kind of going all over the place now. And it's not adhering the way that I want it to. And that is because I added too much white. So I'm going to redo this. I'm going to dab off. Oh, I used the wrong paper towel. It's got a groove to it. You guys can't see that, but I can. Okay, so we're going to add in a little bit more brown. I should have tested my brown first, huh? To see how I would have liked it. Okay, so that's a little bit better. Because I don't want him too dark, but I don't want him too light either. But now I've got this texture from the paper towel that's messing him up. Darn it, guys. Sometimes these kind of things happen. If this was a cake I was making, I would start over. But since we're just showing you, we'll just go with what we've got. Okay, all right, so onto our black for the outlines. Again, same thing. And up here, I can't really see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my little cow next to me so that I can kind of do, you know, when you're kids, you have those little coloring books that have the little grids in them, and you're supposed to transfer and color this or draw the same image as what's next to you. That's basically what we're doing here. So you just kind of have to imagine the grids or whatever and just kind of go with the flow of what's here and what's here. So I can see that his horn's here, and over here I can see his ear. And the rest I kind of smudged when I used the paper towel. And so we're just going to kind of have to imagine him here. So we're going to put in some hair here. And come up here. And one more right here. There we go, and here's his horn. See? And even if it's not exactly the same, it's still going to be cute, and no one will know the difference because they're not going to be looking right at your stamp. In fact, no one will know you even used a stamp. They'll just think it's really cute. Okay. So we're going to fill it in here. Okay. Put in our little smiley face. I love the little animals with smiley faces. And then a couple little dots in here for his eyeballs. Okay, so there we have our little cow is taking some pretty good shape here. And let's see, oh, we have color in here that I didn't see. We should paint his little collar. I would have done that in probably a red, because I think red is a really cute color for farm type stuff. And then there are his little legs. So there's our little moo cow. I'll do a line here for separating this. And I outline pretty much everything. I'm going to outline all of the little dots. It just brings out the look that we're going for, that chunky, bold, little farm animal creature kind of thing. All right, so there we go. And look at how cute he turned out. All right, so that's how I did my little farm animals. Hope you guys like that little project here. And again, you can do the little lines on the outside. I didn't, of course, go into doing the lines around there on the outside there. All right, so Let's see, come back to me. And all right, so let's see if we have any questions here. I know I talked a lot, so I don't know if you guys will have a lot of questions. Someone said, glad you did these mess ups so we can see how to change, to change it around. So I'm glad that my mess ups helped you. Okay. Let's see. Someone says they got their brushes, I'm guessing, at Hobby Lobby. I guess these same brushes. You can find them at most craft stores. A lot of questions. Do you guys have any questions for me today? Let's see. Yeah, some comments about the mess ups, and glad to see it. I think that it's important to show that we're not perfect, and I'm not. So yeah, I think that we will pick a winner because I'm not seeing any questions right now. There is a little bit of a lag. So if you have any questions, get them to me, and we'll see if we can answer those towards the end. Again, I want to talk about the giveaway and the discount again. We've got the class that I will be teaching. It's a more advanced. We go over blending colors and taking colors away, and we talk about positioning things, and we talk about just making things just right, and so that they line up on your project the way you want them to, and have the right dimensions and all of that you want in your image, and then how to make it really lifelike. And so it's really, I think it's going to be a really fun class, and I hope you guys join me for it. It is going to be, oh, I didn't even tell you guys a date. It's going to be next Tuesday at this time. So the same time, same place, except for we're moving it to Tuesday instead of Wednesday, because we want to keep Wednesdays for the free trainings. So again, it is regularly priced $29.99, so about $30, and our sale price today is 50% off, so $14.99. It's a really good deal for a class. Usually when I teach a live class, my classes are a lot more expensive, so I think it's a good opportunity for you guys to be able to take advantage of learning the more advanced things that I know. And someone just asked, is the class online and can it be done anytime? Yes, the class is online, and it'll be structured a lot like this one, so it will have a replay, so you will be able to access it anytime. So let's see, there is, and again, also our Cake Food Gold members that are members right now, you guys will be able to have access to this class for free. So make sure you come, all of you ones who are getting it free, because that's kind of fun. And yeah, you guys just come, and I'll show you everything I know about painting. So I think it'll be really cool. I will also send you before the class a list of all of the materials that I will be using, and it will give you the opportunity to work along with me if you want to, or you can just watch and learn and try it later on if you want to. So it's a really, if you want to work right along with me, ask me questions, things like that, we can do that. And if you want to just watch and try it later, then you can do that also. So, but I will give you a list of things. Let's see. So someone's asking some questions. So someone said, did you see the question on using fresh or dry fondant to paint on? This right here was fresh fondant. I just rolled it out and started painting. So that works just fine. And a dry fondant works just as well. In fact, the plaque that I did of my ancestor that I showed you guys earlier, I can pull it up again. that one was actually done using a dry. I actually wanted it to be dry, and for this type of painting that I do, the more detailed and the more advanced, I actually want it dry, and so you'd probably want it dry also, because you're working with it for a longer amount of time, and using the airbrush colors on it can actually soften the fond a little bit. And so if you have it already wet and moist, it's going to be harder. It's going to get even more moist, and every brush stroke will show in your fondant. And so in lines and stuff like that. So you want to make sure that it is actually kind of firm before you start a major project like this. But if you're just doing the little farm animal ones, they're really simple, easy. You can do those on just a wet fondant. You can do it on a dry fondant, whatever. Just as long as if you're doing the stamp method, that you want to actually use or stamp the project when it's still a little bit damp, so that you can actually see the image. So if you want to, you can stamp the image, let it dry, and come back and do it later. So either way works. It's really pretty forgiving for something like this. More advanced, I would recommend it being at least a little bit firm. Someone says, do you try using gel paint? And also, do you get the same effect using dried fondant or gum paste? I have used gel paint before, and I've tried several brands, and it does work if you mix it right. You can use like a lemon extract, or you can use like an alcohol to dilute it and get it to the consistency that you want it for painting. Because this is kind of similar to like a watercoloring, and so you want it to be that really thin consistency. So gel colors do work. However, sometimes you can actually, with some colors and the combination of color to alcohol, something happens and the colors bead up, and they like get gummy and weird. So I tend to stay away from the gel colors now, just because I have all the airbrush colors and they work so perfectly, and you don't have to do anything to them. So I stick with my airbrush colors, but you can use gel colors if you want to. Just experiment with the different alcohol bases that you use to dilute it, and make sure that it's not getting all gummy and weird, because sometimes it just does that. Okay, so they said, do you get the same effect using dried fondant or gum paste? Same question, and I think I answered that pretty well. All right. Someone says vodka works well for me with gel on gum paste, and I think that vodka would work with most colors, most gels. So again, it's just a combination of the different alcohol base to the different gels that you use. So, for example, I actually used some Wilton and some Everclear at one point, and I tried mixing them, and some of my colors were really gummed up. It was really weird. I'd never had it happen before. It was the first time I'd had an experience with that, and I was really frustrated because I was trying to do this project, and the more I tried working with the little bits of usable color, the more gummy it would get. And so yeah, that's why I switched over to the airbrush colors. But yes, it does work if you want to go ahead and use that. So, okay, I think that I've answered most of your questions here. Again, take advantage of this offer that we have for you guys for the class. I hope you guys join me. I think it'll be lots of fun. I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to be kind of a new start to, maybe doing some more advanced classes here on Cake Fu, where we, go into detail. It's going to be a 2-hour-long class. It's going to be just really cool. So we are going to pick our winner I hope, if Bobby's watching. Here. Okay, let's see if he'll pick a winner for us. And in the meantime, I want to show you guys again. Like I said, we won't be doing this same project because, you know, do you guys really want to draw my ancestor? I don't know. So I'll pick something that's a really good project for us to work on. And, you know, I think that a lot of people would like to learn faces, I think. And because there's a lot to do with structure, there's a lot to do with getting things just right. In fact, I should pull up the picture of the side-by-side that I have of him, picture that I had to go with. Like I said, this is an ancestor, and so he's gone at this point. 200 years, he's definitely gone at this point, so I didn't have a very good picture to look at. Let me pull up this image for you so you guys can see how he looked side by side with the one on the one side is the picture that I had to go by. It's really not a great picture, but you know, it's from the 1800s, and then that's the picture that I painted to show him. So I think I did a pretty good job of, you know, I actually was really happy with how it turned out. I think that I got a good image of him, and I think it looks pretty close to him. So I had to kind of imagine things there, and you know, in color and all of that kind of stuff. So anyway, that's what I did. So maybe we'll try doing a portrait. Maybe we'll do something totally different. I will decide that, but it will be really cool, and I will show you guys exactly how to get things proportioned right, and the different shading, and how to layer things, and how to, you know, make things look dimensional and all of that. So I think it's going to be a really great class. Okay, so we have a winner. Yay! Well, I take that back. We have 3 winners. I forgot we were doing 3 giveaways. All right, so we only have email addresses because we can't get your names with this thing that we do. So let's see. Our first one is Kathy88. So congratulations. We'll get that information to you to join our class. And then the next one is A. Wilcom76. And I won't do the full email address because I don't want to invade your privacy that way. But that's the first part. So A. Wilcom76, congratulations. And our last one is the Lucky Cakery. So you won a free class next week, and that's great. Congratulations to you guys. For those of you that didn't win, go ahead and jump on this. 50% off won't last the whole week, so make sure you take advantage of that. We'll have it at least up for 48 hours, so you'll have a little bit of time to do that. But jump on and join up as soon as you can. And there we go. I really appreciate you guys coming today and watching. It's always fun to have you guys here, and I love the feedback that I get from you guys. There have been times that there was an email that I got a couple of weeks ago that just really, it really touched me. It was really cool to see that people really appreciate what I do. This woman actually told me that I had changed her life, and so I think that's just so sweet and so cool, and I'm really glad that I can help the cake community, and that I can help you guys to expand our abilities. I think it's wonderful. So anyway, thank you, and hopefully next week we will have our cake studio, at least the wall and everything finished to the point where we can be there. That would be so cool. So anyway, we'll see you guys next week. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day. Bye.